Well, let's take this outside, see how it does in the wilderness. Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from Wuben. Now this here is their L60. Now I was sent this to test and review by them directly, so we're going to go ahead and get this open. See what's in. Now this is a complete kit. Comes with everything you need in this box. I'm going to take everything out. And we've got 2 O-rings. And we've got a lanyard here. I like these lanyards too. They actually say their name on them. Get my camera to focus on it. There we go. Got a USB charging cable. And you've got a quality control badge here. It actually tells you the time that it was checked there, 2/17 of this year. This is a new model. Here's the user manual. And it's pretty well detailed. Multi-languages. See if I can get this. Specs. They're a little on the small side. There we go. 1200 lumens on the highest output. Now if you need more time to read those, go ahead and pause the screen. Otherwise we're going to move on. Now this is considered a zoom light. Now I had done a previous review of their RT35 a few years back, and this is supposedly a newer version of that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the light. There it is. Go ahead and take a look here up close. Got some knurling here on the head. Telling you how to put the battery in. Got some knurling here and here and on the tail, mostly for cosmetic. You can zoom this in like I said before. Just simply turn the head just like that. And you've got the tail clicky. This is a charging port there. That feels pretty snug too. Nice size. Got a nice gray bezel on there. Got a little bit of strike attitude here. Style and design on this is nice. And the machining and finish on this is very nice. Smooth, no sharp edges. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look here at the magnified lens. As you can see, it does say Wuben down on the reflector on both sides. Now that there is the Cree XP-L2 V6 LED. If we zoom it out, it's basically the same. Thought maybe zooming it in would help, but that's what that looks like there. Now let's go ahead and get this open And I'll show you the insides. Take a look at the tail spring here. Pretty heavy duty on that as well. You want to remove this little sleeve there. Now the head of the light has another spring on it. As you can see, it does have some give there, and it looks to be about the same as the one on the tail. Now we're going to take a look here at the battery. 2600 milliamp. This is a protected cell. $10 is what this thing will do. Now I think the protection circuitry on this is 8 amp, and this adds a lot of value to the light. And because this is not an extremely high powered light, you should be able to get some really good run times with this included battery. Also, you can use another one of yours if you have extra on hand. You're always ready to go. So now let's go ahead and take a look here at the beam, and let's go over the UI. Turn it on there. Remember, this is a complete floodlight. It's going to have that spotlight effect. Real huge spot, but even light across the whole beam. Now I notice that this here is not a huge wide spill area on this light, so it is kind of pre-focused already. So if you were to turn it in, it does not focus in on a square. It's more of a perfect round intense spot there. You see the beam, if I put it right up there, kind of see the little bit of a halo effect, which is pretty typical on all these type of lights. But you really increase your intensity and your range once you zoom it in like that. Zoom it back out, and again you just half press, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 light levels on that, and that's what that's going to look like. And it's 1200 lumens of flood, and that's a lot of light actually. Now it's not a huge beam. Some of these ones have a lot wider footprint than this one here does, so we'll have to see how that one does. Now if you do half double press, you will get SOS. And then of course if you press one more time, half press that is, you're back to the regular UI. Now this does have memory mode. Turn it off, turn it back on. It does memorize. Look to highest output there, turn it off. And you can use it tactically as well. Now there's no pressure on this pressure switch on it, so you can't just half press, turn it on. It takes a full click to turn it on, but you can hold it like the tactical. That's all there is to this. The UI is easy to use, nothing difficult on these lights, and these floodlights are very popular. Actually my second favorite type to use. So speaking of using, let's go ahead and take this outside, see how it does in the wilderness. We're out here in the darkness with the Wuben L60. Let's go and get started. It's the lowest light output there. Easily see up front. I give you an idea there on the fence. Real floody. And it is faintly making 35 feet. Alright, let's go to the next level. It's come alive now. 65 feet to that tree there. From where I'm standing, there again it is on the fence. A little more light output. It's not a huge wide flood beam, as you can see here on the camera. Normally they're way out to the side more, but this is a little more concentrated, you can see. Let's go up to the next level. Now I was zooming in on this earlier. This one actually zoomed in. They actually had a pretty nice little beam on there. Real tight hot spot, and then a little bit of a spill area around it. Usable. There it is there. So people not wanting a super wide beam, definitely going to do well. But let's do the next level here, see how it does. Nice little jump, 138 feet to that tree of life from where I'm standing. Before and after here, as you can see. Don't have to do a beam profile, really, just up and down. Now it does have some scatter outside that beam. See outside a little bit. So now we're going to go ahead and zoom it all the way in, accidentally. So now we're going to zoom it in here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Actually, pretty impressive. I'm doing it by 2 fingers, so sorry about that. Now see how that is? See how the beam is still smaller, but it still has a spill area outside, even here. Now watch the range on this. It's like a hot spot with a spill area. I wish the beam was like this when zoomed out, but as you can see, look at it, easily making cross park to those playgrounds. Way out there in the distance, making the trees there, as you can see. See the spill area there? Now this tree here is 238 feet, and this tree here is 138 feet, the famous tree of life. And see the school there? So when zoomed in, it's actually still much usable spill area. Now it is making the first palm tree, and faintly making the second one. Alright, we'll go ahead and end it over here on this far out tree out there. And I hope you enjoyed those night shots. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Not a bad performance. Now remember, this is only 1200 lumens of flood. So if this is not the beam type that you like, this is still, again, very popular, especially the way the beam shines a large area at once. Now this one here seems a little bit smaller, so myself, I kind of like them a little wider personally, but this one here will suit people that want still a floodlight, but a little bit more concentrated, with the ability to really zoom that in, intensify the beam for range. Now this beam here is a little more smaller, it's not so wide, so you actually have a little bit more intensity once it's focused in, and you saw that out in the night shots, how this one has some really nice range to it. As far as it being a full kit, this is actually a very nice kit, and that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these Wuben lights to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.